What is going on, guys? I'm here. Welcome back to Football Manager 2019. Today we have what could potentially be an extremely exciting episode, or heartbreak, essentially. Now, when I last left you, we drew 4-4 away from home at Swansea. It was a very tight game, back and forth here or there. We looked like we were going to win it, and then Tribal scored that goal in the 86th that basically secured the point. Now, we then went on to beat Rotherham, who were already relegated. Afobe putting the icing on the cake in the 92nd. Middlesbrough, who are pretty much down in the relegation area. They are safe, but they are not playing very well. Bojan and Afobe, though, needed to score late goals. We were 2-0 down in that game. We clawed it back. We won 4-3 away from home. Very good result. Norwich, a much harder opponent. They're in the playoffs, of course, and on paper should have been the most difficult game. Turns out it was the most straightforward. We won 3-0. And then the next game, and the one that really decided and set up this episode so well, I would have shown you that game, but it didn't really look like anything was going to happen, and it looked like we were settling for playoffs. But Lee Gregory scored just after the hour, and I thought, here we go. If we can get a goal back, we'll get a point, and we're going into the playoffs. We scored twice, Bauer and Etebo, in the space of 5 minutes. We won the game 2-1, and to my shock, almost, when I looked at the league table, things looked a little bit like this. As you can see, Leeds are top, but only on goal difference. They both have 91 points. We have 88, which means if we were to win our game and either of those sides lose, we go level on points. Our goal difference is far superior to any of those sides. If Leeds and Derby both lose their games on the final day of the season, which is about to happen right now, we go up as champions. Failing that, if either Derby or Leeds lose and we win, we go up automatically in second place. The unfortunate thing about this situation is that Derby and Leeds play teams that are literally playing for nothing at this stage. So Derby play West Brom, and West Brom are already relegated, so they're not playing for anything, and Derby are home. My saving grace here, though, is Ipswich. Now, Ipswich are not playing for anything. They are mid-table. They're not going to go up or down. It's just a case of just playing the last game, get it out of the way. But Leeds are away, and Leeds are notoriously bottle jobs. So we play Sheffield United, who once again are playing for absolutely nothing. So it's not like either one of us have a difficult fixture in the sense. Villa and Norwich is probably the ideal situation. If Derby were playing Norwich or Villa, then that would have been brilliant. But unfortunately, as it stands, we need to beat Sheffield United, and we need to hope that either Ipswich or West Brom or both do us a favour. Otherwise, we're going into the playoffs. It wouldn't be the end of the world if we were to just get in the playoffs, because it's pretty much what I was expecting the entire time. That's why I didn't show you anything up until this point. Now, in terms of what team we're going to pick here, I am going to make some very quick changes. So Zinchenko comes in. I'm going to play Bojan instead of Hunt. Yeah? Yeah. And then I'm going to play Etebo in the centre of midfield. Now, the reason I want to do that is because I need Bojan on the pitch, essentially. Now, I think that's the way we're going to line up. Abdoulaye Touré is still injured. He's back imminently, but unfortunately, he's not ready. Martin Kelly, we know, is out for the remainder of the season. Ben Davis on the bench instead of the goalkeeper. You very rarely, if ever, need a goalkeeper. I'll take the risk here. There. Adam Ida is not going to have anything to do with the final game. Neither is Tom Ince. Timon is still not match fit. Martins Indy hasn't played for us all season. Corrigan has failed a late fitness test, in my opinion. Only 81% match sharpness isn't quite good enough for the final game of the season. And there's a few sorry faces looking on the bench, really. I mean, Verlinden, Max Broughton, for instance, they're not quite ready. Alex Hunt lacking a bit of match sharpness. That's why I wanted to play Etebo. Ultimately, though, that's going to be the way that we play. Now, we are going to play slightly lower tempo. I am going to work the ball into the box and play out of defence. We're going to try and play football in this last game of the season. We're not going to let me roll it out as well. We're not going to go Stoke. We're going to try and play a very passing gegen press style of football. I'm not sure whether we're able to do it or not, but that's exactly how I'm going to play it. And let's go into the game. What could potentially be the final game of the season. It's going to be the final game of the regular season. I can see us going into the playoffs. They're playing somewhat of a defensive formation. 2 banks of 4 in front of the or behind, I should say, the attacking midfielder, of course, Billy Sharp as well. Very dangerous striker at this level. I am going to be keeping a very close eye on what happens in that Leeds and Derby game, or the games, I should say. It'd be even better if they were playing against each other, wouldn't it? But never mind. Let's just look for a goal here. So straight away we have a highlight. I'm hoping it's not us losing possession. West Brom have scored against Derby County in the first minute. I'm not going to read too much into that because A, we need to win our game, and B, it's only minute 1 of a 90-minute match. Zinchenko down the left. Can he put a ball into the box? And he plays it short to Vokes. Comes to Garcia. To Gibbs-White, who's scored. Well. We are 1-0 up. Derby are losing. We are currently up in an automatic promotion place. It's difficult not to get excited, despite the fact that we've only played 2 minutes. Their goalkeeper is really struggling for fitness. The rest of the team is absolutely fine, and I'm guessing they've got a goalkeeper on the bench. Why don't they play that keeper? Leeds are beating Ipswich, so it doesn't look like we're going to be going up as champions just yet. But like I said, there's plenty of time left in this game. I would like another goal, though. They have a corner, and they've missed, luckily. This is not good for my blood pressure. They're all looking anxious, overwhelmed, frustrated. We are looking pretty good. Let's tell the team to get creative, try and inspire a few people down there. They're going to need to sub their goalkeeper off quite imminently, I would have thought. Otherwise, he's going to pull an index finger or something. Bauer into Etebo. To Garcia. Bojan plays a lovely ball out to Zinchenko. What a first-time cross, and Vokes off the bar. The return ball is just, that always happens. They just stand there and do nothing. As it stands at half-time, West Brom are 1-0 up. Leeds are 1-0 up, so I just need West Brom to hang on. They are relegated, and they are beating Derby County away from home. This is quite something. Have Sheffield United taken off their goalkeeper, though? He was really struggling for... No, they've kept him on. They have a sub-goalkeeper. I'm pretty sure Eastwood is a keeper, right? He is. Eastwood is a goalkeeper, and he's not even that bad, really. He's got some decent reflexes. Why not play him? He's fully fit. I don't understand the logic. This is a proper EA moment from Sheffield United. They are playing a fatigued goalkeeper. We are still 1-0 up. We may need to make a change here. I need that second goal. I do not feel comfortable. Shawcross has picked up a booking, which doesn't fill me with utmost confidence. No one else is really looking like they need to come off, to be honest. Let's not change anything. Let's not rock the boat. I'd like a little score update in the other game, really, but I think we'll just wait to see what happens. I'm just looking. Do we need to make a sub? We don't. We have a corner. Gibbs-White whips it in. It's Sam Vokes. Is he onside? He is. 2-0. We've won the game. That's it now. As far as I'm concerned, we have won this game. I now need West Brom to keep that lead against Derby. Let's go have a quick check to see what's happening. Leeds are still 1-0 up. Derby County, where are you? They are still losing 1-0. Oh, God. We could be going up automatically. I don't think we'd be good enough to go up to the playoffs. But there's a lot of good teams there. Just tell the team to show some compassion. I'm going to make a couple of subs here right at the end. We haven't really needed to make them. We've been relatively fit throughout. We'll bring Verlinden on for Garcia. I think we'll bring Ben Davis on for Zinchenko. Why not? Final few moments of the game. And we'll bring... who else do we want to bring off here? Joe Allen. We'll bring Joe Allen on for Etebo. I think this might be the first game all season Sam Clucas has actually finished. Oh dear. Has anything happened in that West Brom game? It doesn't look like it at the moment. Ball comes in from the corner. Gibbs-White gets it. Back out to Verlinden. Puts a good ball in to Bat on the edge of the area. Comes out to Bojan. Back into the centre back here. Gibbs-White with an effort from distance. Great save from the goalkeeper. Is that it now? That league table does take a little bit of updating though. So for all I know, West Brom could have scored. I don't know. Clucas with a ball out to Davis. We could just be winding down the clock, or we could be gearing up for another goal. Here's Verlinden. Bojan to Davis. We're just winding down the clock, aren't we? We're not going for it. Verlinden into Gibbs-White. Could he hit one? He plays it all the way out to Bauer. It's sensible football. He doesn't keep it there. He puts it into the penalty area. It's gone just wide. That should be the final action of the game, and it is indeed. Have we gone up? I don't know. Have we been promoted? Or do we have to go through the playoffs? I mean, there's not anything in the press from it. We have gone up. West Brom ended up winning the game 2-0. If that popped up, I do apologise, I didn't see it. Leeds have beaten Ipswich 1-0. West Brom have beaten Derby County away from home 2-0, which means we go up automatically via goal difference. That has got to be the closest that the championship has finished in a long, long time. Any one of 3 teams could have won the league. It wasn't meant to be of us winning the league. Leeds have beaten Ipswich away from home as we thought they would do, but we are now a Premier League team. I'm so glad we didn't have to go through the playoffs, because we would have had to play QPR, Aston Villa or Norwich, and neither one of those would have been desirable fixtures. Well. Let's have a look at all this nonsense then. I'm going to do a lot of the transfer stuff off camera in terms of research. I'm going to really go into depth with it. I'm going to go Moneyball style, and I'm going to go and try and poach some Premier League players who have been doing very well, some Championship players who have done very well last season. So, Stoke promoted. The pivotal match apparently was when we beat Aston Villa 5-0 away from home. I mean, to be fair, every single match was pivotal, because had we dropped a single point in any of those games, we, of course, would not be where we are right now. Bauer close to triggering clause. Oh dear. If triggered, Stoke will have to play Rubin 1 million. Who is Rubin? Rubin Kazan? Rubin Kazan, yeah. They bought Bauer from Rubin Kazan. So he is now 1 appearance away from triggering that clause. Should we sell Bauer so we don't have to pay them $1 million? That's the question. 27 years of age. He's wanted, incidentally, by a lot of Premier League clubs. Leeds want him as well. He's also wanted in Italy. Interesting. I like him. I think he's a very, very good right back. He doesn't have a lot of height or strength or jumping reach, so I don't know. I probably will keep him. $1 million is a small price to pay, really, for getting ourselves and securing a decent right back. But I don't know. We'll have a look. Maybe it might be worth trying to sell him and not having to pay Rubin Kazan that £1 million. So, initial budgets for next year. Ooh, baby. That is a nice chunk of change. So, the board has set initial wage budget for the coming season of 1.1 million. And the transfer budget is going to be 36.8 million. Now, I don't know what that looks like compared to the likes of Leeds, who have just gone up, whoever comes up behind us as well, and the other teams in the Premier League. But I think we've got a nice basis to work upon. We've got a couple of players who are going to be leaving. So we are going to have considerably more than 36.8 million. We're going to be looking at the youth intake and a few of the younger players to come through as well. There is one player in particular in the under-23s who I would not mind bringing up. I think it's like Decora or something. Where is he? He might be in the under-18s, actually. I don't know. Yeah, Tom Ince is going to be going, so that's going to be a lot of money coming in. Ian Thomas we signed, of course, from TNS. I don't know whether he'll be good enough to make the step up. Probably not. Eric Peters is currently out on loan. He's valued at 7.5. Bado and Dai, if that's how you say his name, he's valued at 21.5 million. He's currently out on loan at Galatasaray. He's a very good player, but I would not be against selling him completely if we can get that amount of money for him. We've got another player here in Imbula who is worth 15.75 million. Again, I wouldn't be against getting rid of him. So that's a lot of money that can come back into the club here. An absolute wedge. I don't know where that guy is. Maybe there is no... Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm on the wrong save. Oh, there he is. Ibrahim Decore. He looks like a very good player for a 17-year-old. He's currently on the loan list, but he's not going out. I mean, I don't think he's going to be Premier League quality. Maybe he will need to go out on loan for a season. But that was a player with a very promising future, according to my scout report, or my report in general, my analyst report. You never know. You never know. We could have some gems knocking about the place. We'll have a lot of money coming in from the sales of the players that are currently out on loan. We have paid $1 million to Burnley for getting promoted. Same for Ryan Woods. We have paid him 100,000 for going up. I've been praised by the Stoke faithful. That's what I like to see. The board praise me as well. Yeah, shower it on me. Praise me. In short, the message was thank you. I'm not sure what else there is to do for the remainder. I don't want to go into like buying players just yet. It's a little bit too soon. So we can have a look at our player stats. That's a lot of information to take in. Yeah, let's not do any of that. Let's go into the championship and let's have a look at the player stats here. So we can have a look. The top goal scorer, this is a really strange one, right? The top goal scorer for the season was the Leeds United striker with 27 goals in 42 appearances, averaging a goal every 131 minutes, which is absolutely phenomenal, right? What a return that is. Next is Jack Marriott of Derby County, 18 goals. Then we have a Bristol City player in there with 17. This is what surprises me more than anything, though. Sam Vokes has got himself 17 goals this season, and yet I didn't consider him to be prolific. I was moaning about the lack of firepower that we had. I just didn't see that he was this be-all and end-all striker. He's actually finished joint third goal scorer this season. The only reason why he's not third is because of his average goals per minute, which was 160, as opposed to the Bristol City man there with 158. So this is what I'm looking at, by the way. So even though Sam Vokes for me wasn't prolific, and I didn't actually think that highly of him this season, he's actually the third best striker in the league, which is unbelievable because I just didn't think much of him. Like, going into the Premiership, I don't want him as my main striker. I don't think he's good enough. And yet there he is, scoring 17 goals and getting 3 assists and playing 7.2 as well. That's a very good return. Very good return in 34 matches because he didn't play every game of the season. Very, very good return. Now, in terms of most assists, Bojan finished top. He's on the thumbnail. He's not really going to be going anywhere. 16 assists this season. He's actually scored a lot of goals for us as well. Did young Bojan. He's wanted by several clubs around the Premier League, and there's one in Italy who want him as well. He's not going anywhere. He will remain at the club. He actually scored 15 goals with 16 assists and 5 Man of the Match awards this season. Absolutely phenomenal return. Average rating this season, a lot of our players right at the top there. So Zinchenko, who's only on loan from Man City, and I would imagine they'll want to give him a run out in the first team this year, so it's unlikely he's going to want to go back out on loan. But if he does, I would not be against taking him again. He got 5 Man of the Match awards and was the highest rated. Bauer, another player who I thought about selling, like I just said, but I think we may end up keeping him based on that. Sam Vokes as well with a very high match rating. Gibbs and Bojan, and then no one else until Ben Davis, all the way down near the fake Ben Davis, 16th on the list. But we've got a lot of players there. This is the kind of data that we'll be looking at next season, though. So in terms of buying someone, I would be looking at maybe this guy right here. He is wanted by Leeds, who have just gone up, interestingly enough. But this is a player that I'd be interested in looking into because he's only 22 years of age. He's got some really nice stats, very well suited to the way that we play because he's an attacking midfield player. Well, of course, we play 3 of those if we remain in that shape. But our scouts reckon that he would be a quality signing. If we compare him to whoever else we have in the team right now, he's only second to Zinchenko. He's better than Abdoulaye Touré. He's better than Gibbs White. So he would actually be our best attacking midfield player. And of course, he's very versatile as well, apparently. Ability to cross the ball is very good. But more than anything, he's the second highest rated average rating player in the league. So that would be a reason to buy him. There's another one down here, he's only 21. De Silva would be another great signing. Again, he's only 21 years of age. He's got one of the highest. We'll send a scout out to have a look at him, actually. But that sort of data is what I'm going to be trawling through later on. We got most assists, team goals. Jack Butland is at the top of the... I don't know what that means. I don't understand. What do you mean, team goals? I don't know why I don't understand why Jack Butland's at the top. I don't know what that means. Let's forget about that. I'm making myself look stupid. He's at the top of it twice. We're not in the top teams conceded. Tackles per game. Joe Allen has made 4.54 tackles per game on average across 23 appearances. He's made 28 mistakes, though, this season, apparently. As you can see there, number of mistakes made 28. And overall number of key tackles. He only made 1 key tackle all season. But this is a guy right up here. Andy Rinomota. That could be a player that we maybe look to bring in again because he's got the highest average tackles per game. 5.25 tackles per game across 28 appearances. That's the kind of stuff we're looking at. But we've had a very good season. Zinchenko might actually be a player we need to look into bringing in permanently. He's valued so highly, though. He's got a very high potential rating. I just think he's going to be too expensive. Maybe looking to bring him in on loan again if Man City are willing. We'll have to wait and see. But that has been the Championship. Next on the agenda is going to be the Premier League. But before we get there, we need a transfer window. Next episode, I don't think I'm going to play any of the friendlies. I'm just going to skip over those. But next episode, we will go through all of the transfer dealings. So fingers crossed we can... West Brom have been officially... Bolton were officially relegated. My bad. West Brom leapfrog Bolton because they beat Derby, of course. We'll see who goes up with us, and we'll have a full transfer window. If you have enjoyed what, in my opinion, has been a bit of an exciting episode, then do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.